I gave this questionnaire to many of my clients, and I was basically after trying to gain information of what areas they needed continual support in, especially if they came in by themselves. They weren't in a relationship yet, but they really wanted to learn about themselves, gain more self-awareness, and better insight into relationships. The number one feeling they told me they were dealing with or struggling with was the idea of feeling inadequate. Now, everybody feels inadequate at times. We take on a new job, we certainly feel inadequate. We take on a new role, maybe in a relationship, maybe we become a parent or even a partner. Those can make us all feel inadequate. And especially at work, if you're learning new things, you've been assigned a new project, there's going to be times when you feel inadequate. And if you don't deal with inadequacy, the crazy thing is it will spread to many other areas. So let's say there was a particular project and you felt inadequate in it. That will affect your self-esteem in your relationships, at home, with your friends. And it's amazing how this negativity can grow and it can basically metastasize to other areas. So I think it's really important that people get grips on it and try to figure it out and try to work with it before it spreads or contaminates other areas of their life. So how do you know that you're feeling inadequate? Well, you kind of shy away, you withdraw, you shy away or get quiet around, maybe if it's happening at work, other coworkers, or maybe if it's happening at home, you won't be as expressive with your partner. You feel insecure, you feel negativity, unhappiness. Many times people don't even know that it's a feeling of inadequacy. They just feel unhappy about something overall. They can't pinpoint it. Anger or hostility. A lot of people cover up feelings of inadequacy with their anger because it's much easier to be angry than admit that you're feeling vulnerable or insecure or inferior. And low motivation. They don't want to try. A lot of people, if they fail right away, they're just like, why try? Especially if you've been defeated. Like if you feel like you failed at work or you failed in a marriage, that can really take you down and leave you feeling unmotivated and undesired or unwanted. And that can cause a head case for years. So let's talk about what you can do. Because the steps aren't hard, but many of them involve practice. Little things you have to break apart and actually practice. Basically, you might have to readdress your expectations. So many people see, what other people are doing on social media, and they're like, I want to have money. I want to make money at home in my spare time. Listen, when people promote that kind of stuff, they're working all the time. They may be making money, but it may have taken them years, and they'll make it look like a fast, easy thing because they want to get you excited too. Nothing with making money is fast and easy unless it's illegal. And remember, at the end of the day, you want to feel good about your contribution to the world, to society, because if you don't feel good, eventually it will catch up with you and take you down. Secondly, seek help from others. Get a lot of advice. Ask other people what they've done when they've had this feeling. If you're vulnerable enough to open up and share about it, I promise you other people will cherish that because everybody has times that they fail or feel inadequate, and that will endear them to you. They'll want to share their story with you. Build skills and expertise around what you want to do. If you want to work from home and make money, then it's important you start watching YouTubes about how to do that. You start researching. Go to a bookstore and start researching what you can do, or just look at books online. Get a Kindle and start just reading. You might invest 4 to 8 hours a day doing that, but that time will be well spent because you'll be able to make a foundation that's going to be able to carry you through years until you get enough that you can start branching out and doing other things. Cultivate emotional regulation skills. I'm telling you, one of the number one things that is missing in so many employees is the ability to manage their emotions. A customer reacts and they go nuts too. or someone is saying something and they just basically tune out and look at their phone. If you can't regulate what you're feeling and be attentive to the person in front of you, you are not going to go far, because you can have the skills of a rocket scientist, but if you don't have the emotional regulation to manage your feelings, you're going to have a lot of times in there that actually tear down the relationship. And in the end, any business is built on good, healthy relationships. And that's something worthwhile to really get into, understand, and practice with yourself. Practice self-compassion. Forgive yourself and pamper yourself a little. If you've worked really hard and you've seen just little increments of success, maybe it's time to take a break and go do something for you. You can keep it small so you don't spend a lot of money, but it's important that you recognize yourself, that you are your own advocate and sticking up for you. When you're able to do that, you start building confidence, and it's inside confidence. It's not looking for someone else to validate you. You're validating you, and that's the strongest kind. Build a growth mindset. A growth mindset is basically being open to failure. It's saying, I'm going to try this. I might fail, but I'm going to learn from the failure, and I'm going to break my failure down so I can take small steps and avoid the step I took last time that may have led to the failure. When you're able to do that and put it on paper, you cannot believe the growth that's going to come from that. That is one of my main ways I've been able to reinvent myself for so many years. A growth mindset, knowing the brain is constantly evolving. It does not have an off switch. It does not have an age where it says, okay, we're going to just shut down. That stuff you hear, but if you stay vibrant and in touch with life, I promise you, it too will evolve and stay vibrant with you. And lastly, focus on your strengths. You should have an ongoing list of all of your strengths. And whenever you acquire a new one, maybe you find out something new that you find out your friends or somebody at work, or maybe your partner says, man, you are really good at that. Listen to them and accept that and write that down as one of your strengths. The more strengths you have, the more confidence you have. The more confidence you have with wisdom is the best mix of all, because you'll be able to hold your head up high. You'll be able to be a reputable candidate, or whatever you're going to do in your business, you will be selected, because many times what people are looking for is someone who has good emotional regulation and confidence. And those two things are magic when you're trying to open a business or be in a healthy relationship, co-create with a partner, or anything that you find purposeful in life. Those two are key.